Welcome everyone. And tomorrow it's the NBA Finals, the last chapter of this year's, you know, NBA season, which looked as if it was a very close fought contest, but it was only till the time the playoffs started, and after that it just became, uh, what do we say, walk in the park for all the teams that won the playoff games. To be honest. And Aniket, what's your take on this? Boston Celtics taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks.
That's what everyone's finals pick, man. Dallas Mavericks. Everyone predicted Dallas Mavericks to reach the finals. So
Why? Why? Fuck Boston.
no, I'm just saying. I mean, nobody predicted them. This is sarcasm. Nobody predicted them, the Dallas Mavericks to reach the finals, but now everybody wants Dallas to win against
Yeah.
Boston. So
Rightly
and
so. Rightly so.
when you start off with the walk in the park thing, yeah, let's break the playoffs down to some of our fans who might have not watched it, or some of the
Right.
subscribers who have not watched the NBA playoffs. So what
Right.
happened was Boston played in what is now called the Leastern Conference. It's not the Eastern, it's the Leastern Conference. Okay.
Okay.
Because there's
Okay.
one team, Boston, and there are several other injured teams who probably tried to win in the playoffs but could not because the players got injured at the wrong time or they're just not good enough. So
Right.
Boston's finals path, if you look at who did they play in the first round, I think they played the eighth seed. I don't remember. It's been that long since we played an NBA game at this point. So I think they won
You-
that series in
just
the,
just to put in, just to put in pretty straight with all the viewers, when the Lakers went out of the playoffs, we already lost interest in the playoffs scenario. I mean, that's happened with most of the teams because the unexpected rise of other teams, and the way Boston, I mean, I had to walk in the park because, like, the main issue that you mentioned, injuries.
yeah.
So, it was not at all the finals or the playoffs that we all wanted to watch. I mean, even after Lakers trying so hard, it was like a just pushover win for the Denver Nuggets, and then in the similar fashion, they were ousted by Timberwolves, but they lost. I mean the way in which they lost to Dallas was pretty amazing. And
Yep.
and guess what? They don't have bigs. Timberwolves had three bigs and still
Yeah.
couldn't do much. So
Yeah. So,
so
I mean, we'll come to the Dallas side of it, as you said, but
right.
if we just quickly wrap up, or wrap up the
Boston.
Boston side of the thing. So, they played the Miami Heat without Jimmy Butler in the first round, and they beat
Yes.
them 4-1.
Yes.
Then they
Right.
played against the Cavs, who were without Donovan Mitchell for their final two
Right.
games. They won that
Right.
again in 5 games.
Right.
And then they played the Pacers, who, I mean, nobody frankly expected them to reach the conference finals, and they beat them in 4 games, a clean sweep.
Right.
So
Right.
basically, they've gone 12-2 in their last 16, in the last 14 games to make it to the finals, which speaks to the fact that there's been no challenge to them at this till this
Right.
point, which could be good or
Right.
bad. We'll see how the finals pan out. So that's
Yeah.
Boston, where they've had no competition so far. And when you come to the Dallas Mavericks side of things, they had a tough first round series against the Clippers, who are without Kawhi Leonard. Then obviously they played. The next series was against, who was it against? Again, I don't remember. And
Whoa,
I mean,
whoa, 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 whoa,
we were just
whoa,
talking about the
whoa,
Cavs getting beat.
Yeah, of course we
whoa,
have to.
whoa,
the yes,
man.
yes.
2 minutes silence for this guy. 2 minutes silence for this
Thoko,
guy.
Thoko
This
Tali,
this
Thoko
this
Tali.
this celebrity मतलब आ गया हमारे धन्य हो गया. शाउट आउट टू डेल्विन सराओ. अभी हमारा स्ट्रीम बढ़ जाएगा, एकदम ऊपर आ
Yep.
जाएगा.
Thoko Tali. Let's go.
होगा ताली.
I'd
Yeah.
I'd
So,
let you I'd let you know that I've cancelled a stream to get onto this. So yeah.
हाँ,
अभी रेड
अब तो
कार्पेट
करना ही
बाकी है भाई,
पड़ेगा.
रेड कार्पेट बाकी है.
हाँ. हाँ.
When it comes when it comes to the NBA, obviously I have to. I can't miss this.
Yeah.
अच्छा, Delvin. A question which, I mean, the point which we were discussing. I mean, me and Aniket were discussing, like, Celtics should not deserve to be in the final just because they got quite easy wins because of the injuries to the opposition team. Do you agree to it?
See, there are two ways to look at it. One is obviously the tried and tested way of you only can beat what is in front of you, and
Right,
most of the injuries that the other teams have suffered, not exactly the Celtics problem.
right,
And lest we forget, they were also missing a key player in Kristaps for the semi-finals and the finals as well. If I am not mistaken, just give me a moment.
Yeah.
right.
So if I have to add on to Elvin's point, yes, Kristaps was missing in the conference finals as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Only,
I think
only.
so that is one way to look at it, where irrespective of whatever the injuries are, they have to you have to still beat the other team.
Right.
Or the other way of looking at it is, it's like basically it's a hospital pass. If they wouldn't
To be
have
honest.
won those, if they wouldn't have won either of the series, then obviously there would be questions asked about the
True.
temperament of the franchise, about the temperament and the quality of the players that they possess. Despite going all in on a championship ring this season, if they weren't able to make the NBA finals, then obviously there would be questions asked. By making the
Right.
finals, they've already achieved the bare minimum that this roster was expected to do, and that is make the finals. Whether or not they
Right.
win the chip is a different matter altogether, because just like how Dallas face a team which they have never faced before in the course of the
Right.
postseason, the Celtics also will be facing a team in the form of Dallas who they have not faced before. So it's going to be a very,
Right.
very even keeled contest. And I can't
Right.
wait to see for once how this finals is going to pan out.
Okay. Do you gonna be biased, like, since you support a team on the Eastern Conference, so you would want Boston to
No, no,
win,
no,
or
no,
is
no,
it
no, no,
gonna be
nothing,
the
nothing
Mavs?
like it's may the best win.
It's just a question. Like,
May the best
okay,
win.
okay.
No, I've
If you
never
have to choose one,
I
if you have to choose one, if you had to choose one,
see at this point both teams are very, very evenly matched. But
right,
I'll give the edge to the Celtics because they've been to a finals before, and while this is the first finals appearance for the Mavs since Dirk won it in 2011.
true,
So I think only because of that particular reason, I'll just give it to the Celtics. But at the end, like, I don't have an Eastern Conference bias as such. If it would,
okay.
if at this point it's the better team, I would have supported an Eastern Conference team if it was the Warriors on the other side. But hey, we're going to be it's going to be it's going to be generations till the Warriors make a finals again.
So true, so
So
true, so true.
so yeah,
You know,
I don't mind whoever wins. Whoever wins
an-
wins. It's going to be a great finals.
another fact, Dallas has been the youngest team to reach the final this season, and they only have. And the best part is, Kyrie Irving, throughout his career after leaving the Cavs, had been criticized for being the worst defensive player in the team, and
Yeah.
suddenly in this playoffs you see that guy putting defensive efforts, and he is the main guy after Luka Doncic, or would rather say would take the center stage before you Luka Doncic to make his team win. So this jump from a player who wanted to show his worth, finally proving his maturity, and finally understanding that his team needs defense apart from his attacking prowess. So how do you? What do you guys think about this?
Aniket, you take this one.
I mean, Delvin, Kyrie and Luca reminding me of when Kyrie and LeBron played together in the 2016 season. You know, that
Right,
tandem going at it. See, one game you do it, LeBron, one game I'll do it, Kyrie, something like that. You know, that's how they are performing in this playoff run, in Dallas between Kyrie and Luca. So,
right,
I think, as you said, Harry, you brought up a good point. Kyrie was never, a good defender, especially since after his
yes,
Cavs days. There are a lot of defenders, sorry, a lot of offenses used to pick on him because he was probably the smartest player on the court, and he never used to try hard enough. But it feels like something has changed this season. Something has sparked in him. So I believe it's the Dallas Mavericks system which he's playing with, and also Jason Kidd as a coach. You should give him a
right,
lot of credit. I think he's instilling a lot of confidence in some of these players. They Dallas had a revamp at the trade deadline. They got in a few players like they got in PJ Washington, and they got in a new big as well. So that has helped Kyrie as well. He's got shooters on the different sides. He's got a big man who he can throw lobs to as well. So, and he's got a running mate in Luca, who's probably the best, one of the best,
Oh
if
man,
not the best in this NBA. So I think all that is giving him so much of confidence that now he's, even if he's not able to contribute offensively, he can still contribute his max effort defensively as well, because there are some other players who can pick up the offensive load.
right.
And that's what the difference is this season. And he's in a system where he's happy. He was never happy in Boston, and neither was he happy in Brooklyn. So it does seem
Right.
like Dallas is finally the place where
Yeah.
he
He
can
feels home.
stay for a bit.
He feels home. He
He
feels
feels
like home.
home. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it also comes down to a point where a player's integrity is questioned, whether he's actually interested in repping or playing in the NBA. And I think these questions have been circulated around for a long time when it comes to Kyrie Irving in the past 3-4 years.
Right.
Is his commitment to the game has been questioned. His commitment to the teams that he's played for has also been questioned time and again. So I think it's about time that he's finally, answering the critics in the only way that he should, and that is by playing some of the best basketball of his career. And obviously, there is this running discussion about the fact that Kyrie in post seasons has always been elite,
Oh
and
yeah.
this postseason run with the Mavericks has only again gone ahead and enhanced those credentials because he's been brilliant these playoffs, and also I think Luka and Kyrie together, it's like the perfect duo who complement each other very well. It's very scary to think that Luka is just 25 or 26 and he's yet to hit his prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's scary as for
I
the
mean,
NBA, and I think I still believe that maybe Dallas could add that one more piece and then they become the I think arguably a better
dynasty.
version of
A
the
dynasty.
Nuggets. I think a
Right.
better version of the Nuggets.
I mean, just to add to the fact, when you said Luca is just 25, they have Derek Lively too. They have Josh Green. They have PJ Washington. I mean, they are
Daniel
so
Gafford.
young. Yeah,
Daniel
Daniel
Gafford as
Gafford.
well.
Yeah, yeah, he's 23. So they have a team that they can build on for future. And like you said, I mean, I just want to say Luca's best has actually just started. It has started on a consistent basis because we always had been talking over the past 2 or 3 seasons when Luca is going to take that next big step, and see what he has done in this playoffs. Averaged almost 30 points plus in every game that he has played, and is the only player in this decade to do so. In this decade to do so. So that is what we all wanted him, and we have even me. I have always been called. I have always called him, Prince of NBA. So he's actually proving that for himself, and I'm happy for both. But I'm not happy as a Laker fan because when it comes down to life after LeBron, the one guy I would always want to be in my team or see play for the purple and gold has to be Luka Doncic. So if they win the championship, he's not coming to us for sure. That's guaranteed.
I
So,
don't
but
think I don't think he's coming now also because they've made the
yeah,
finals.
exactly.
I mean, and now he has more confidence in the Dallas management than he had previously, with the moves
Oh
they
yeah,
have been
Yeah.
making to help him win now. So definitely he's going to be there for at least a few more years.
Yeah, I think we'd spoken about this way early into the season, that uh, I think what Luca needed was confidence in the roster and confidence in the front office. And I
right,
think they've done a really, really good job of fulfilling both those conditions for him.
right, right,
And that probably could, more or less seal at least the next 3 years. That Luca's prime basically is going to be spent at Dallas. That's a certainty now.
right. Okay, a question to you both. Now that Celtics has also made it to another final, and everybody as a basketball fan have always wanted that team to at least have a ring. At least have a ring. If Celtics with this roster is again not able to win the championship, do you think it is time that they dismantle the team and make a new go with new guys?
Bill Russell would be turning in his grave if they lose another finals at this
Uh,
point.
Especially after the run they've had in the Eastern Conference where they didn't have any kind of challenge. So definitely you may bring up a good point, Harry. Like, in terms of this roster and whether if they don't win a championship, whether this requires further tweaks. The fact is they've invested now so much in this roster,
Exactly.
giving Jalen Brown the new contract. Jason Tatum
Yes.
is due for a new contract in maybe a year or two, and
Yes.
they've traded for Drew Holiday, they traded for Kristaps Porzingis, so they've done all their moves to win right now, and it's going to be a big travesty in Boston if they do not pull it off, especially against a Dallas team who's definitely going in as the underdogs this
Right.
in this finals. So
Right.
Joe Mazzulla better pull up his socks if he wants to take every game take I mean to take every game seriously, and especially the ones on his home floor. He cannot let Dallas get a win, a road win in Boston in game 1 or 2. That's going to be important.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, totally. And we've always told this that if Boston don't manage to win the chip with this roster, then obviously there have to be questions asked. So
Yes.
I, I,
Yes.
I'll stand with my opinion that I had at the start of the season as well, that if they don't win a championship, then of course I think even Jason Tatum is eligible for a supermax right now that he's
Yes.
that he's won an All NBA. So I
Right.
think yeah,
Yeah, he can sign a large contract maybe in a year or two as well. So it all depends on how this finals goes.
yeah.
Right. Right.
Uh,
Right. Right. Okay.
so yeah,
Before we sign off again, the question that is always asked: who's your pick? No, no diplomatic answers. Just say it right away.
see, I think it depends on the first two games because I think despite the Western Conference being so competitive, it comes down to the fact that it is a team from the East that has won home court advantage for the finals, and we
Yes.
cannot you cannot underestimate the power of home court. But with that being said,
Right.
Boston's home form in the postseason has been very edgy. They have a
Right.
50% record in postseason. So
Right.
if Dallas lose home, if Boston lose home court, then I do see Dallas having a genuine chance. But I think this series is going 7 games.
Right.
It's I'll see. I'm not being diplomatic. I don't have enough. I would like to wait until game 1 to actually
Okay.
make a pro. I would actually wait till game 1 to make a calculated assumption because both these teams have the ideal matchups
Right.
for player, you have Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, who are two of the most elite rim protectors in this game
Yes.
in the NBA. Then you have Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, who've been great.
Right.
Kristaps will bring his own set of problems when he comes. Drew can defend all 5 guys on the opposition team. And then on the other side, you have Kyrie, who's been playing some of the best basketball, and then Luka himself.
Right.
So every player, man for man, they have it's a perfect matchup for both of them. So it's very difficult to call. Even if you go down to the benches, it's very difficult to call. You have the likes of PJ Washington in there, and over here you have Peyton Pritchard. So it's for me personally, I'll wait until game 1. Irrespective of whatever the result is, I'll have a much better understanding of who to pick after game 1. So I'm not being diplomatic as such, but I don't have enough. I don't have enough to give a prediction as of this round.
Oh,
Both are entering as equals.
okay. Aniket, what about you?
I mean, as Delvin said earlier, right? Like, may the best team win. So for me,
Oh,
it's like,
come
for
on,
me,
man. Come
no,
on,
no, no,
man.
wait. I didn't finish. For me, it's may the best Dallas Mavericks team win. Okay? Because fuck Boston. You get that? Fuck Boston. Let's go,
I-
Dallas Mavericks.
Is it going to be Aniket saying acknowledge me? Is it going to be this time around? Aniket being acknowledge me?
I'm due for an acknowledgement. I hope it's me. But I don't know. It depends on what you also pick. But yeah, I'll go with Dallas because, I mean, it's not. It's just not for the fact that we are Lakers fan that we don't
Right.
want Boston to win because
Six
yes we
games or
don't want
seven?
Boston to win.
6 games
Seven.
or 7?
7. I
So
want a 7 game thriller, man.
for me,
I
it's
want a 7 game.
if Dallas wins, it will be in 6 because Game 7 is back in
Oh.
Boston.
Oh.
So I don't fancy Dallas winning a Game 7 on the road, especially in Boston. So I'm going for Dallas in 6. I think they've been very convincing this postseason. Their performances have been great. I think
Right.
Boston, as you said, Delvin, they have been edgy in their home games and especially against the Cavs as well. They were pretty edgy in the road games as well.
The entire series, yeah, against the
Entire
Cavs.
series. And then against the Pacers as well, they had three very close games which they just managed to squeak out because of the Pacers' inexperience. Ultimately proved to be a failure. So I would say Dallas is coming into this with a bit more on their side. So let's do it, Dallas. We are on your side.
I'm
So,
still
so
I'm still
eh,
kicking myself that the Cavs were not fully healthy, because of fully healthy Cavs would have definitely won that
right,
series.
right,
Like
rightly said, rightly said.
good lord, I don't know what happened. What has happened to Jarrett Allen's ribs or something like that? But dude, the man didn't suit
I,
up for a single game, man. Fuck.
I think you have become Trey for Jarrett Allen. I'll tell you how. Do you remember our live when we conducted for, the
All
All
Star
Star
game.
weekend?
I
Yeah.
still stand. I still stand by it, bro.
And you kept on saying Jarrett Allen deserves to be there. And since that moment, his graph has just been down.
He's not
Bro,
injured. He was still
bro,
playing. He was still playing very well. He got injured. That's a different thing. He was the Cavs' best player in the 4 games that he played against Orlando.
right,
So
right, right. But Indian, everything, I mean, everything taken into account. You might be his Trey, bro.
I'm not his stray. I had genuine facts and stats backing my argument saying that he deserved to be in the All Star. You can't take someone like a fucking Scotty Barnes and put him in an All Star game over a team who was at that point second in the Eastern Conference. Are you shitting me? You cannot give me that crap. Come on.
Okay. Anyway, keeping my Laker bias aside, I would want the Celtics to win because they have an experienced bunch. I'll tell you why, Delvin. They have an experienced bunch. I just want to see what happens after they win a championship. They try to go in for another one, or they fumble like it has been
Like
happening
Jalen,
since.
Jalen Brown has to win 6 championships in this final.
Because he committed to 6 championships in 5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah. So let's see what happens. And I would want Dallas to take, if they lose, take this loss as a learning, because they are really young, and next season it's going to be again exciting because Timberwolves are again going to come hard, and Dallas with OKC. So the three youngest teams in the West are really going to come hard at you. So it's
Dallas
going to be
OKC and who's the other youngest team? Dallas OKC and
Timberwolves.
they're not
Timberwolves का बहुत
exactly not
Not
exactly
अरे
young.
भाई 28
but
29
up
का
and
एवरेज
coming.
होगा ही.
So that's
Up
not
Yeah,
and
young,
coming.
no. That's not young, no.
चलो ठीक है.
Ex-
On the west, in the west,
except
I would
Mike
not
There,
say
Conley and
Spurs.
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah,
Rudy
yeah.
Gobert is old. Rudy Gobert is old. Carl Anthony
Uncle.
Towns will turn 29, I guess, when
Yeah,
next season starts.
yeah,
But
And
but I think Harry's for more along the lines of contenders. I mean, they'll be contenders
yeah,
next season.
they
yeah.
they already are contenders. I mean, making the Western Conference Finals is not a small thing considering
Yeah,
the depth
and they
in
were
the
the
Western
favorites.
Conference. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I guess guys, you have listened to the preview, and the game starts tomorrow for the Indian Standard Time. And if you are in USA,
What
it's
time
gonna
is it?
start.
What
I
time
guess
is it
5 a.m.
tomorrow?
I get it 5 a.m.
Okay.
Let me check. Let me
It's
check.
it's
Let me
6
check.
a.m. Indian Standard Time, I think.
Just a second. I'll just check it. 6 a.m. So it's
Yeah.
gonna start by 6:30.
6:30. Not bad. I can be able to watch it then.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So keep liking us, subscribing us, following us, and just buy
Acknowledging
comments.
us and
Ah, ah,
acknowledging
ah,
us.
ah, 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 ah. After 14 days, we'll do that stuff. 14 15 days, we'll do that stuff. Anyway,
But
okay, bye. The three idiots. हाँ क्या 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 अनिकेत क्या बोल रहा था बोल
I
दे बोल दे.
अरे वो you said you gave two predictions. So I just want to know what your prediction was in the end.
Celtics.
Oh, you're picking Celtics. Okay.
Yeah, I'm picking
Celtics
Celtics.
in Celtics in 6,
7.
7. Okay.
हमको
I,
कंटेंट मांगता है.
well,
हमें सिर्फ
I have Dallas in 7. Aniket has Dallas in
Dallas
6.
in
You
6.
have Celtics in 7.
7. Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Oh, by
So
the way,
who's
guys.
all right?
Okay, by
Let's
the way, guys.
let's let's talk
I
about. Okay, okay, okay.
I've forgotten one thing. You can ping Delvin because we still haven't seen his dance. It's almost been 14 days. United have won the FA Cup, and we are still waiting for the dance. So you can just ping and disturb him, DM him, and whatever it is, till the time he puts up a story where he's dancing. You're on the way.
$6 a month. Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Sorry, this is a family friendly screen.
Only. Okay, let's have an immediate prediction. Who do you think is winning game one tomorrow?
Celtics.
Celtics? Aniket?
Dallas, because it's their
Dallas.
best chance to win a road game.
Alright. So
Okay.
I'll go with Celtics winning game one. I think Dallas might take game two,
Yes.
but I see Celtics taking game one.
Yeah. So, chalo. The Three Idiots signing off. Pehla take. We'll be back again in a few days. Chalo. Bye bye.
Take care. See